Photo, AP, Michael Dwyer. It's hard to believe that we have broken the 60-game mark in the 2018-2019 NBA season. Once again, it is going to be an epic battle in the West, not only for making that coveted 8th cutoff, but seeding all the way up to the No. 3 spot. The East is going to be exciting as well. It's been a while since we have seen a clump of teams all vying for that No. But unlike the West, there already is a 7-game separation between the potential number 6 seed and No. 5. This number is only likely to grow as good teams keep winning more than they lose and mediocre teams split wins. Year's odds on the playoffs are shifting. Let's look at each division and see if the odds are in line with statistical analysis. If you plan on betting the playoffs or NBA games, check this Bovada review beforehand. Atlantic Division. The Boston Celtics opened up as the top favorite to win the Atlantic. Now, the Toronto Raptors have moved all the way up to minus 2,500. Basically, a sure thing. Those who got on Toronto at the beginning of the season got them at better than 3-1 to win the division and are about to triple their money. Well, the Celtics could still mathematically take the Atlantic, but at 8.5 games back and the Raptors playing fantastic ball, it is unlikely they'll overcome Kawhi and company. Central Division. The Milwaukee Bucks started the season as 125 favorite, with the Indiana Pacers just a smidge behind at 160. The Detroit Pistons got a little bit of love at 400 and the Cavaliers and Bulls were left in the dark at 1,200 and 1,900 respectively. Since then, the Bucks have pushed into an amazing situation, where they are likely to win 63 or 64 games and are minus 20,000 to win the Central Division. What does this mean? It means if you bet $100, you would earn a whopping 50 cents. So, not even worth the time to bet on the Central Division winner at this point. Photo, Twitter, Milwaukee Bucks Northwest Division. This might be the tightest division in the NBA. The teams are so closely matched in talent that it is difficult to determine who will win out in the end. Essentially, it comes down to who outlasts the rest. The OKC Thunder and the Portland Trail Blazers have been locked into a record battle for the last month. Add drama to that situation, they are both just 3 games behind the Denver Nuggets and the Utah Jazz are only 3 games behind the Thunder. The Nuggets have moved into a position of being the minus 390 favorites, with OKC at 350 and Portland at 650. At 650, 6.5-1, there is a little bit of value to be found with Lillard and the Blazers. But they have been known to slump right before the end of the season, so it's a tough call. Photo, Twitter, NBA Pacific Division OK, so the Golden State Warriors lead the West again and that means they also are in charge of an uber-weak Pacific Division. They are so far ahead of the Suns, Kings, Clippers and Lakers that they are minus 100,000 favorites. Do you even win anything with an $100 bet? I think it comes to 10 cents. But, if you have an 100 grand laying around, you can win $100 with the Warriors to win the Pacific Division. Southeast Division. This might be the best division race in the league. Unfortunately, it doesn't really mean anything since they changed the format. Charlotte, Miami, and Orlando are neck and neck, all trying for that 8th seed in the East. Magic lead the way on the odds board at 120, followed closely by the Hornets at 140 and the Heat at 235. But what happened to the Wizards? Remember, they were highly touted this season and opened as unequivocal minus 154 favorites to win the division. Injuries and the inability to put together a regular starting lineup have opened the door wide in the Southeast. Photo, Twitter, Golden State Warriors Southwest Division. The Houston Rockets started out as favorites to win the Southwest at minus 500 and they still are. Now at minus 800 their odds have gotten shorter and less valuable. But the Spurs, who opened at 650, have moved up to 250, closing the gap. There is actually some value on San Antonio, because even though Harden is having an MVP season, he has been carrying the Rockets and there is a good chance that he could tire out over the last 15 games. At this point, the Spurs are only 2 games behind Houston, so it is something to consider.